What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you how to play and reviewing the board game Verdant. Now, the object of Verdant is you're going to be trying to score the most amount of points, and the way you're going to be scoring points is you are going to be nurturing plants that are inside of your home, and there's a variety of different ways that you can score points in this game. So let's check it out. Okay, so in the game you're going to have a number of different components in here. You've got what are called your plant cards, and there's a whole bunch of different plants that are going to have a bunch of different symbols on them, which I'll talk about. You've got room cards. These are going to be cards that you're going to be placing next to the plants, and each of these cards are going to have some different types of lighting on here, which you're going to use to help nourish your plants. And I'll talk about all these cards here in just a little bit. Now, there is an option that you have in this game. Once you've kind of gotten used to the game, you can try to go with the advanced mode of the game, which is going to be goal cards. Now, they got three different types. They got item goals, plant goals, and room goals. And I'll just kind of show you some of them here. But what you're going to do is you're going to draw one of each of the cards, and you're going to go ahead and place it out in the front. And simply what you're going to do is you're just going to have an option to try to meet some goals by the time the game ends. And if you're able to meet those goals, you will go ahead and garner the points that are on those cards. You also have some item tokens that over here in the middle that you're going to be able to place in these rooms and try to score some extra points. And then you also have a bag that is full of these types of tokens over here, and you're going to be drawing these throughout the game. On top of this, you also have what are called nurture actions. Also, you've got what are called verdancy tokens, and these are the tokens that you're going to be using to try to score these points over here on the card. I'll just show you a card. On the right side, this is going to have a number, and this is the number of verdancy that you're going to need in order to score these points over here. Right over here, this is a color that represents the plant, and you're going to be able to score points if you are able to get a room card that is next to the plant that matches this color of the plant. Also on the card, you're going to see these symbols, and these are different lighting conditions that are going to help to nourish this plant. If you have a room card that is next to the plant that has one of the lighting conditions that is listed, this is going to allow you to get a verdancy token. And then once you're able to get this amount, again, you're going to be able to score those points. So right over here is a room card, and you'll see that there are different lighting scenarios over here. And right over here in the middle is where you're going to be able to place your different item tokens like so. Now, if you happen to have an item token that is the same color as the room, this is going to help you score an extra point. Right here are your verdancy tokens. You've got the small one is worth 1, the big one is worth 3. These are what are called green thumb tokens, and you're going to be able to do what are called green thumb actions in this game whenever you collect these. And you'll just simply have to spend 2 of them to do it. Right here are the different plant pot tokens that you're going to be using once you are able to complete a verdancy of a plant. And you'll start with the biggest one, and there's going to be a certain amount of these depending on how many players there are. But the concrete one is going to be worth 3. The wooden one is going to be worth 2. The ceramic one is going to be worth 1. The terracotta one over here is not going to be worth anything. So anyway, here's the way the game works. In the very beginning, everybody's going to randomly choose a plant card and a room card. You're going to lay them down next to each other. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look to see if I've met the lighting condition of this plant. This plant has 3 different lighting conditions you can use. Right here, I've got this and this match. So this means I'm going to be able to go ahead and put a verdancy token over here on this plant. So now I only need 4 in order to score that amount. You're going to be able to select from one of the 4 columns over here, and you're going to pick 1 card and 1 of these item tokens. So let's just say I decide I'm going to go ahead and pick this plant. I'm going to put it over here, and then I'm going to pick this token over here, which is a nurturing token. I'm going to move this card over here, and because this lighting condition is going to match this card, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a verdancy over there. Now I'm going to go ahead and spend this. I'm not going to have to put it in a room or anything, but this card is going to allow me to add 1 verdancy to any of the plants adjacent to a single room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard this, and then I'm going to go ahead and put a verdancy over here, and then a verdancy over here, since these are both next to a single room. And these are the 3 different type of nurture actions that you can take to help with your plants. That's going to end my turn, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a green thumb token on the card that I did not use, and then I'm going to go ahead and refill the marketplace. I'll go ahead and place that there, and that basically is the way a turn is going to work. I'm going to go again. I'm going to take this token, and I'm going to take this card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this card right over here, and I've got this token, and I can put this token over here in storage and use it later, or I can just go ahead and place it over here on a room. So since these 2 colors match, I'm going to go ahead and place it over here, and then I'm going to go ahead and simply refill the cards again, and I'll go ahead and place this here. and then I'll place another thumb token over there. Now let's just say at some point in the game I happen to have some thumb tokens. What you can do with a thumb token, you can either replace any number of tokens that are in the middle. You can just take some out and then replace them. You can also do the same with the different types of cards. You can add a verdancy to any plant, or you can draft any card plus any token. What that basically means is you'll be able to just pick whatever card you want and whatever token you want, no matter what their position. You don't have to just do it through the column. So let's just say I decide I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 of these. I'll go ahead and pick this card right here, and I'll place it right here. And I'll have a thumb token that I can go ahead and pick up, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Now what this is going to do is this is going to add 1 verdancy to any 3 plants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and put 1 here, here, then I'll go ahead and replace them once again. And this is basically the way the game is going to work. Now let's say at some point I have managed to get the verdancy that I need for the plant. There's 5 verdancy tokens on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn these in, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick the highest valued pot, which will be this one, and then I'm going to go ahead and pot this plant right over here like so. Now also, if at some point I was able to have a room card next to this, there is a little symbol here that says for any yellow plant in any direction you get a bonus point. So because this and this match, I will have a bonus point. Now if I happen to have an item in here, like say this dog that happens to match the color of the card, this is going to add another point. So right now I will score 2 points for this room. You're going to be building these on a 5x3 grid, like 5 cards this way, 3 cards this way. And once each player has gone ahead and finished their grid, you're going to go ahead and score your points. You're going to go ahead and score for your completed plants, meaning the ones that have the pots on them. So this card, for example, is worth 4 points, so I would score for that. Extra verdancy, which is going to be cards that are incomplete but have verdancy on them, I'll score half of those points right here. I'll also turn over the pot tokens for any of the completed plants that I have, and I'll score for that. Room bonuses I will score for, like for example, like I talked about, this is going to be worth 2 points. And you're going to score these, of course, with each adjacent room. Furniture and pets, you're going to get an increasing amount of points depending on how many different items that you have. So since I have 2 right now, this would be worth 3 points. Plant collector bonus and a decorator bonus that work similarly. If you have the different 5 plant types, which are the different colors, you'll score 3 points. If you have each of the 5 different room types, you'll score 3 points. You'll also score for any of the end goals whose requirements that you have met in the game. You'll tally up all those points, and whoever has the most amount of points at the end of the game is going to win. Plant games and vegetation games and gardening games seem to have taken off in recent months. And Verdant, to me, is a very pretty game. The components are nice. The artwork on the card, the plant cards are nice. The back of the book has like some history of plants and has some different geography things going on in there. And each of the plants, and there's a lot of different plants, have different text on them about the different types of plants. I think the game, as far as the theme goes, is good. It's very colorful. The room cards are kind of plain, but that's, to me, is okay. There's a lot of different options that you have as far as trying to score points. You can try to get verdancy on your plants. You can use the tools to try to do that. A big thing is trying to get different colored cards, different types of plants, and different types of item tokens, because the more different ones you get of those things, the more points you're going to score. So there's a lot of different ways that you can score. If your opponent seems to be getting a lot of plants and a lot of those pots that are worth more points, you do have the option of trying to go for different colored cards and different other types of items to try to balance that. But of course, then you have the green tokens, which you can go ahead and swipe out some of the item tokens that are there and try to see if you can get some more things that might help you. So there's a lot of different things that you can do in this game. I do like the theme. The components, again, are really nice. And I think anybody that likes puzzle games should definitely check this out. It's not a hard game to learn. We were able to learn it pretty quickly in 10 minutes, and it's an enjoyable game. All right, guys, that's my review of Verdant. We'll catch you later. Keep on gaming.